Hi, this is Banyard and welcome back to my introduction to Natural Mindfulness program. This is one of the favourite parts of Natural Mindfulness for me, or one of the things that Natural Mindfulness really brings empowerment into my life through, and it's what I call coming alive inside. And this is a key part of your natural mindfulness journey. This is really where, having spent some time preparing yourself and connecting yourself to nature, it's kind of where you allow nature to connect with you. And that sounds complicated, but it's very, very simple. And I'm going to share with you on this video how I do that. I'm quite deep into a forest near where I live now, and this is an ideal spot for this next part of the program. But I recognise some of you might not be able to find a woodland like this near where you are. So it doesn't have to be like this, but this is the ideal space. You know, a park will do. Sitting in a park, usually away from people. It's a good idea to get as far away from people as you can. Purely because what you're looking to connect to is the natural world, not to the busy world that we spend a lot of our time in. And you know, people bring their own noise, I call it. You know, if I'm sitting around people who I think are doing a lot of thinking, maybe a lot of worrying, maybe a lot of ruminating, maybe a lot of dwelling on things and trying to problem solve, it's almost like I pick up on it. I can't really explain it logically to you, but you might know what I mean. But it's, you know, when somebody's in a space in their own mind, it's like it interferes. I suppose the easiest thing is looking at things like phones and televisions, where you know the reception gets interrupted by other signals, and I kind of think I have a tendency to pick negativity and kind of you know, that thinking that's not in the present, that busy thinking. I have a tendency to react to, you know, I kind of respond to that. I get a connection to that. And so I like to balance that up, because I spend a lot of time around people in my work. I like to balance that up by coming out into a space like this where it's very, I say quiet. It's not quiet actually, but it's quiet in terms of what I'm used to hearing and what I'm used to having going on around me. So it's quite noisy in terms of, you know, there's wind, there's bird song, there's leaves cracking under my feet. So there's a lot going on, but it's a relaxing sound more than a aggravating or irritating sound. Okay, so here's what you do once you get into a space like this. The idea then is that you start to access what I call the aliveness in you. This is all about connection. So the first thing is, it's connecting to that aliveness in you. So we've started to open up the senses, started to use our breath in terms of getting ourselves into a natural mindful state, to become more naturally mindful. And what I want you to do now is I want you to start to focus on what I call the aliveness inside your body. Now, how do I know that my body's here? I often ask these people this question. If I close my eyes, how do I know that I'm still there if I can't see myself? Well, for a start, I can feel an ache in the arm that's holding this phone up, because just give it a little stretch out, maybe just swap hands a second just so I can shake that off. But you know, I know I'm alive because I can feel that sensation in my arm that, you know, we'll call pain. We just call it pain. It's a sensation. It's a sensation that's telling me, Ian, put the phone down. It's hurting your arm. And so, you know, that's how I know I'm alive, because I have feeling within my body. And so this is a great exercise to help you to start to connect to the feeling that's within your body. Now, the interesting thing, on the hand that is not holding the phone now, if I close my eyes and I just focus my attention on this hand, I can actually feel tingling in the hand. There's a warmth there, and there's a tingling in it. And I kind of like to think that tingling is the aliveness in me. I can even feel sensation in my feet, because I've been walking and because I'm on uneven ground. I can feel sensations in my feet. And with practice, I've learnt to be able to move my attention all the way through my body so that I connect to all of the sensations in my body at the time. So it's a whole body experience of feeling the sensations, even over the top of my head now, because I can feel the wind over the top of my head. So there's an aliveness in me that when I tune into, becomes more intense. So the first part of the exercise is tuning in and connecting to that aliveness in you. And sometimes you have to sit for a while. So I'll come into a space like this. I'll find somewhere I can just rest, either leaning against a tree. There's a tree over here that I'm going to lean against, because that will take some of the stress and the strain off of my body, because I don't want to feel pain, I want to feel the aliveness. So if I just lean back now against this tree, change my hand again just to give this one a rest. Okay, that feels really lovely. Putting my arm down, having held the phone for a while, actually feels really lovely and relaxing. You can also use the breathing, the breathing practice that I gave you at the beginning of the program, if you remember, which is finding your breath, staying in breath for a few seconds, and then releasing your breath. And that also helps to connect to the aliveness inside of us. Okay, it's been maybe a few minutes that I've been focusing on the aliveness inside of me now. And so what the next part of this exercise is, and this is something we won't do on the video, but I'll explain to you now, and then you can do it in your own space, in your own time, is you then just stay in this space, being aware of the aliveness in you, but then using your imagination, using your kind of ability to extend that aliveness out into the natural world around you, with no intent other than to spread your aliveness into the aliveness around you. Now already I know this tree behind me is alive because it's growing. There's leaves on it. So the aliveness in me and the aliveness in this tree is now merging. It's now connected. You can also hold some nature in your hand if you want to feel nature in that way. But also then start opening up your senses, using your senses to hear the birds around you, listen for cracks and creaks and maybe footsteps in the woods around you as well. Because one of the things you'll find, won't happen for me now while I'm talking to you, I'm sure, but usually when I'm just doing this for myself in nature, that's when I see things. That's when I see the things I don't usually see. In fact, I can see insects and things flying around now. There's a bit of sunlight coming through, and I can kind of see the insects moving around the space. The birds come a little closer. Sometimes you see mammals, they'll come running out. You may even see a deer. If there are deer in the area, if you stay very, very still and you're in this state of connecting to the aliveness inside of you, there's a very good chance that you'll see deer. And we often see deer on our walks when we're doing our Cotswold Natural Mindfulness walks. In particular, there are walks where we always see deer, but we tend to see them more often and when we're in that natural mindfulness state. So, okay, so just to recap on this for you, it's a case of connecting to the aliveness inside of yourself, resting, using your breathing, using your senses to connect, and then extending that aliveness in you out into the woodland around you, and noticing. It's important that you don't set yourself some sort of aim as I want to see a deer, or I want to see stuff. It's not about that. Just let go of any kind of attachment to an outcome with this. The idea is you're just here, now, alive, and connected to the aliveness around you as well. And just be aware of what happens. And now I'll set you a challenge, because there's a challenge at the end of all of these videos. And the challenge now is that when you do this, you come back to the Facebook group and you tell us a little bit about your experience, and share what happened for you. And if you have any questions, ask some questions, because what I love about this is no two experiences are the same. None of my experiences are always the same, and different people's experiences are not the same. So there's so much to share, and one of the key parts of natural mindfulness is sharing. These are journeys. What we're on now is the journey part of the natural mindfulness experience, and we're journeying with our awareness. And so it's always lovely once you've journeyed, and it's just like a holiday. If you've journeyed and you've visited places, you'd love to come back and tell people about it and share it with others. So this is the challenge to you for this part of the the program is to come back to the Facebook group, or just email me. If you don't want to share with others, share with me. Email me and let me know what your experience has been like. And often through the sharing of it, we enhance the experience. We revisit it, obviously, in our memories, and we replay it. And this part of sharing is a great way to learn and to reconnect to experiences. Because one of the things I want for natural mindfulness is it's not just something we do out in nature, it's something we do throughout our lives. So the key thing is, if you can come alive in a space like this and connect to a space like this, my hope is that you can go back into everyday life, sometimes busy and stressful lives with struggles, but you can come alive in those moments and you can connect in those moments so that you help others come alive and you help others connect too, and you stay happier and healthier in yourself too. Okay, so that's the video for today. There'll be another video for you coming soon. Take care of yourselves and enjoy the moments. Bye-bye now.